started playing with my belly button. He started playing with my belly button. Slide with me, that'll be your best day. No tries with me, don't wanna test me. Slide with me. Здравствуйте to my newbies, привет to my oldies, and добрый вечер to everybody, because it is the nighttime over here on the East Coast. Что ты делаешь? What is up? What are you doing? Now, before we get into it, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm in the same exact outfit because a bitch is mass recording. And I don't care if you know. As you can tell, I'm really enjoying my microphone. It's making me feel very professional and I'm loving it. So today's video is actually another story time. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's about the craziest date that I've ever had. The worst date that I've ever, well, not the worst, probably top 5. Definitely top 5, and I will tell you all 5 of them, but here's the first one. He's probably he's definitely number 2. I'm so sorry to give it to you. I'm so sorry to this man, but he is definitely number 2. So before we get into it, if you like my vibe, go ahead and subscribe, red button down below. Make sure to click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I upload, because we know a bitch is spontaneous as fuck and I just decide when to be creative. Listen, if you got it, then you got it, and I happen to not have it. Oh, shabba-ba-ba. Make sure to follow me on all my socials. If you're coming from TikTok, thank you so much for all the support. But if you're not, what the fuck are you doing? Go follow me on TikTok. There's 71.3K of us over there right now, and you're missing out, Miss Ma'am. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram, because if you're not, how are you being a part of the creative process? I will wait. Answer quickly. I lied immediately. That's what I fucking thought. You can go ahead and follow me over there. The link will be down below. Anyways, let's get into it. We gonna call this man BB, okay? We gonna call him BB because this motherfucker had bad breath, okay? But we just gonna call him BB. Me and BB met on a dating app. I'm not even gonna front with y'all. So we started talking, but I was really just looking for friends. I wasn't really on the whole dating. I was really just looking for friends and people boys that I can manipulate. But I had just gotten out of a really pretty serious relationship, and I really wasn't looking for nothing but fun. And really, just like I said, I'm not even gonna front, like, I was really looking out here to manipulate these men, because men are easy to manipulate. You just give them the little doe eye look and they do whatever the fuck you want them to do. So he was one of those people that I easily manipulated. He really just really liked me, and I really was not feeling him. First of all, he was white, because I lived in white ass Arizona, and so he used to have this weird thing of trying to fetishize me, and I had already been there, done that. I was too old for him to play me like that again. So sorry, but your girl learned after the first time. And so because of that, I really just let him play into my hand. So I used to use him to get me like food and to go take me to see, like, well, not take me, but he used to like send me tickets to movies and shit like that. Like, I'm not even going to front with y'all. He used to get me food, drive me places that I wanted to go, but he was not invited in. You are not invited to the cookout. And yeah, BB just really just wanted to be down for the blackness, but he used to just he was not down. He was really just fetishizing me. I'm not even going to front. And it was like a couple months into us really knowing each other that finally he was really getting upset with me. He really just wanted time. He really was like, you're just using me for my car. The fact that, like, I don't know if it was his brother, his mom, his dad, I don't know. One of them worked at the movie theater, so this man used to always get free tickets. So I used to go see the movies. I used to get movies for my friends or sell them to other people on the low for a discounted price, because what am I losing? I ain't pay for them. But yeah, I was using him for all of that, but I didn't want it to stop because I got addicted. So because I got addicted, I really was like, oh no, let's go on a date, blah 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 blah. So Red flag number one, I had never let this man pick me up from my house. I had let him pick me up in the vicinity of my neighborhood, but never at my house. But this nigga knew where I lived before I could even tell him. He said, yeah, I already know your house is because of how many times I've picked you up and dropped you off in the neighborhood. I kind of just figured it out. That was my red flag that I should have took and ran and blocked him. But I didn't. I was just like, he is observant. I'm not. Obviously. So he picked me up from my house, of course, when my parents were not there, because who am I to be getting into a pickup truck with a white boy? My mom would have beat my ass in front of his truck and then beat him too. So we decided that we were going to go get dinner and see a movie, of course. Dinner was weird. I'm not even gonna front. So when we get there, we get to like this Asian restaurant because he knew that I was all about trying new food, even though he himself was not, but he was making an effort for me, which I thought was kind of sweet. I was like, maybe I'm sleeping on old boy. He's making all this, putting all this, he's putting all this effort into this date. Oh, you know what? I just realized we were going to do a movie, a bookstore, or like some store he thought I was going to like. It was not a store that I liked, just to give you a sneak peek. And then the movie, and then we were supposed to chill for the rest of the day, right? Because we started, he wanted an all day thing. He said he had it all planned out. That's why I thought I was sleeping on old boy. Even though he said he already knew where I lived, I was like, he's just being observant. Like, I'm dumb. Also, this takes place when I was like 15 years old and he was like 17. So that should have been my red flag. So anyways, we go to this Chinese restaurant, and it's like really authentic Chinese. And he was just kind of being low-key microaggressive racist to these people. It was a Mandarin. It was in Mandarin, I'm pretty sure, and I couldn't pronounce it, and neither could he. But he made the joke of asking if there was like cat or dog in it, and I just thought I remember being so fucking embarrassed and looking at the lady and being like, I am so sorry. And I'm like, girl, why am I doing this? I should be doing this shit in my 30s, not when I'm 15 years old. That was weird. I said, why would you make that joke? And he said, oh no, it was funny. I was just joking. I wasn't trying to be offensive. And he apologized to the lady, but I feel like he only apologized because I made a big deal about it, because I was like, you're fucking weird for that, bro. You're fucking weird. So it was going well. The conversation was going well up until the point that he started talking about my body. Like, I'm not even fucking dead. I'm dead ass with y'all. I'm looking you in the fucking eye right now, bitch. I'm looking you in the eye and telling you that this man started talking about how small my body was and about how he just wanted to pick me up and hug me and be close to me. Fucking disgusting. It was nasty. It was disgusting. I am laughing because I'm uncomfortable, and I had to make you feel that uncomfortability that I felt, okay? We had to be right here. You had to be right here with me, okay? And I was basically like laughing it off because I'm uncomfortable, and I'm 15 again. I'm 15, about to be 16, but I'm still 15, Miss Ma'am. And I didn't know what the fuck to do when a almost grown ass man, because he was a senior about to be 18 going to college, said that to me, okay? So I finally got him to stop by saying like, oh my God, you're talking about me. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing, but I love it. But please stop, like being stupid, like just trying to get him to stop. And he stopped. Thank you, Jesus. So then he says he wants to take me first. He told me he was taking me to a bookstore, right? Which it was a bookstore. It was actually a really good bookstore. When I finally got over this trauma and was able to go back there myself, because I was like 100% sure he was never gonna go there again. I think he only found it for me. But it was this bookstore downtown in Arizona where I lived. And in the very back of the bookstore, just open to the public, where children can go and walk and roam and look, there was an erotica section that was very erotic. And when I tell you erotic, I mean there was sex books there, like literally talking about positions and all types of other crazy shit. And I just couldn't believe that it was out for the public, for children to read and for my eyes to see. So he's literally picking up these books and showing me and talking about, oh, I just started reading this one. Oh, I have this one on my shelf at home. What that gotta do with me? You say you wanna come slide in. What the fuck that gotta do with me? What I gotta do with me? And I'm just looking at him like he fucking crazy, because I'm like, if you think you got all that brain and you ain't gonna use it, like, I just couldn't. I basically feigned like I seen something across the room, like a book that was being like presented up, and I went over there and I fucking left, because what the fuck? That's fucking weird, bro. So I remember I'm looking at this book and reading it, and it was actually generally interesting. So I started like low-key getting into it, reading the back. I always read the first few pages of a book to know if I'm actually gonna like it and read it or not. And this man just came up behind me and just put his arms around me and put, like, he was very much taller than me. I'm 4'11". This man had to be like almost 6 foot. And he like bent himself so that he could rest his head on my shoulder and just be like, "Oh, what are you reading?" And everything in me felt overstimulated, and I hated it so much. I could not possibly explain to you how much I fucking hated it. I could not explain to you how much I hated what he did, because first of all, I hate when people read over my shoulder. When I tell you I could kill somebody for reading over, I will really kill somebody for reading over my shoulder. And then the fact that you just felt so comfortable to put your hands on me and touch me without my permission. The nigga was too comfortable already. I should have known that it was just going to continue to get fucking worse as the day went on. I should have known. Okay, so I immediately just put the book down, kind of got out of his thing, trying to be all cutesy, and we're in public, bitch. We're in public. So, you know, I'm not trying to cause a scene, because they already think that black women come into a vicinity and they want to cause a scene. And I really was on that shit when I was younger of not being that black girl. I did not want to be the loud black girl. I did not want to be the ghetto black girl. I did not want to be any of it. Now I don't give a fuck what people think. Now I'll be that bitch if that's what you pull out of me. So finally it's time for the movie, and I'm thinking, thank you, Jesus, this man cannot do anything fucking weird in this movie theater. We're watching this movie and he's like trying to rub on my shoulder, rubbing on the back of my fucking neck and shit, and I just keep jumping, and I'm just like, oh, I thought I was a spider, when really I just wanted him to stop fucking touching me. I just wanted him to stop. So then he says, hey, look. So I turn to look at him, and this man just plants one fucking on my lips. He just plants it and doesn't say anything else. He doesn't say anything else. He literally just starts kissing me, and I'm so shook. And again, I'm 15. I am 15. I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I'm like crazy, and I just start going along with it like a dumbass. I just started going along. And then finally I turned away and I said, pay attention to the movie. This is the good part. Bitch, we ain't never seen this movie. This is new. How you know this was a good part? But he believed it. But then he tried to do the same thing because he thought because it worked the first time, it must work the second time. He said, hey, look. But I started acting like I was deaf, like I couldn't hear him. He said, hey, look. I said, no, I'm not going to be able to see the movie. I'm so serious. This man he had me so fucked up, bro. Like, what the fuck you So then I looked at him and I said, hey, I think the Chinese food isn't sitting well with me. Could we like leave? That's what I said, right? Now, one thing about 15-year-old me, even though I sound like a menace, I'm really a nice person still at heart. So when we left the movie, he wasn't mad because he didn't even want to go see it. It was me who wanted to go see it. He wanted to go see some fucking rom-com. I I should have known when he suggested the movie. Too. That's a red flag. So I was trying to fake like I was sick, right? I'm faking like I'm sick and shit. And I'm just like, can you take me home? And he started feeling bad. He started being like a sad puppy dog. And it just made me feel so horrible. Like I said, I was a menace, but I had a heart. Like, so then I was like, oh, well, maybe if you just give me somewhere to sit down. He said, oh, we could just go to my house. Bet. I'm thinking we could go to his house. His mom or dad's gonna be there. Somebody is gonna be there. So it's not like we're gonna be there alone. So he's not gonna be able to really do anything to me. Bitch, I was wrong again. That was the wrong answer. And it was D and you picked A. Because there was nobody home. There was nobody in that house. He was the only, everybody was gone. And I was confuzzled. I was confused. I didn't understand. He tried to take me to his room, but I just flat out refused. I just knew with the vibes that I was getting and everything that happened up until this point, that if I went into that room, something bad was going to happen to me. So I said, let me sit in this living room with these dogs and this big ass fucking, because I remember the one thing that I really did like about his house, I'm not even gonna front, was the fact that he had like, it wasn't just a sliding glass door, it was literally a whole window thing. And it was like, it was a sliding glass door, but it was a whole window and they were all open. And like, his fence was not brick, it was like bars between the fences of his neighbor and him. So they could definitely see into the living room, into their house. And I said, bet, I'm gonna sit right here just in case I need to scream. Somebody is gonna hear my ass. So we're sitting there and he's trying to like be cutesy with me and I'm just not feeling it. And I keep trying to, again, fake like I'm sick. I'm like, bro, I do not feel good. Can we just stay here? Can we just watch something? And like, yeah, he turned on the TV. He stopped fucking with me for a little bit. And this man starts like laying on me, right? He's like laying on my boob. And already I'm uncomfortable because he didn't ask my permission to lay on my body. He just laid on. And then he did the one thing that is like the one thing that I fucking hate. I hate to this day. And you wouldn't believe how many people have done this to me. This man, because I was wearing a crop top, I'll never forget, started playing with my belly button. He started playing with my belly button. With my motherfucking belly button. He started sticking his finger. Oh! He stuck his finger in. It was like playing with it. Ew. It was. I jumped up. I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, it was just there and it's just so cute. Like, what? Who does that? Who does this? I'm not gonna front with y'all. This is why he's number 2 on my list. Like, it wasn't the fact that he kissed me without my permission. It wasn't the fact that he took me some weirdo bookstore or anything. It wasn't even the fact that he knew where I lived before I told him. It was the fact that he stuck his finger in my belly button and started playing with it. That's why he's number 2 on my goddamn list. That is the reason. So at this point, I was so tired and so done. I gave him an ultimatum. I said, either you're going to fucking take me home or I'm gonna walk. And so I'm gonna just let y'all know, I lived in Tucson. Okay, I'm just gonna tell people because like y'all are gonna find out either way. Like, I don't care. I lived in Tucson, and there are different parts of Tucson that are really far. Well, it's not part of Tucson, but it's like part of Tucson because it's like its own county. There's like different counties and stuff, and I guess different small cities that are right next to Tucson that we kind of consider a part of it, but it's not. And he lived in, I think he lived out in Vail. So Vail is technically a part of Tucson, but it's not. It's where all the rich white people, white flight and shit. So he lived in Vail. Vail is fucking far from my house, but it wasn't that goddamn far. And a bitch will walk. If I don't want to be somewhere and I got my Vatomobile, best believe I will leave. Best believe a bitch will leave. So I gave him the ultimatum, and he knew. Like I said, we had been talking for a couple months, probably like half a year at this point. So he knew the type of person that I was, and he knew it was best to take me home. And then I didn't even let him drop me off at my house. He said, I know where you live already. I said, I don't fucking care. Drop me off right here. Let me leave. So he dropped me off, and you would think this would be the end, but when I turned around, this nigga was following me in his car. And he kept saying, I just want to make sure you're safe. Nigga, what? Go home. Go home. I was so tired. I got home, and I literally blocked him, and I didn't talk to him for maybe like a year. And then we started talking again because I'm fucking stupid. But that's a whole nother different story, and if you want to hear it, make sure to comment. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today. Be sure to subscribe if you're not. Click the notification bell because I'm sporadic. And follow me on all my socials, okay? I'll see you next time. Desastre.